I was disappointed because I felt that, Samuel is not an evil young man. I felt that he was placed in a circumstance where none of us could really know how our children would react in a situation like that. It's unfortunate for him to be placed in such a dire situation as to have witnessed a murder, and although his actions may have been happenstance and against, as the judge was saying, against the law, they were saying a number of other things like the company that he keeps. Well, the company he's going to be keeping for the next 3 years is not exactly choir boy company either in prison. That's the reason why I would hope for the emphasis to be placed within the law on rehabilitation and support, counseling, as well as just punishment. I felt more of an emphasis was placed on punishment. I don't know how I would react if I saw a murder before my eyes. At 17 years old, I'm 63. If I saw someone murdered, and even the President of the United States brought up the fact of he believed that teachers should have guns in school, or if someone had a weapon, they could have prevented 17 people from being shot dead. Okay? Who knows? I'm not God. I can't say how I would react, but I do know that it would be traumatic. It's something that you just would not expect. You're not, as being a young man, you're not always going to react in a way that an adult would, because you're going to second guess things. You're going to be able to have that cognitive thought or foresight of, well, if I do this, this is going to happen. But things were happening like that, and as I say, it's just an unfortunate circumstance for everyone involved. The victim is not the only victim. All the families involved on all sides are victims as well. I came here today expecting justice for my young son. I'm not trying to make excuses for him. I'm not saying that he was in the right for how he reacted, but I am considering the factors that placed him in that situation. Him being a young person, you have the influence of television, you have the influence of peers, you have so many negative influences that could have carried him even worse than the way he reacted, and he did not. And this is because he was raised up. He was raised well. His grandfather, D. Blackshear, the late Reverend Blackshear, was a man of high regard in this community. I have never been arrested. I've never been in jail. I've never been hurt another human being. He did not come from a background of violence. He did not come from a background of lawlessness. And I felt that these factors were not considered in his sentencing. I really felt that, as I said, the emphasis was placed more on the letter of the law and not so much on the circumstances that placed a young man and his reactions, reacting as a young person but being punished as an adult.